G'day, this is Sydney Options Trader on the Thinkorswim platform. A few of you have asked me to look over the Thinkorswim platform and just show a few basic functions. I'm just going to focus today on the charts application. Now, just notice up the top there, most of you will have your homepage linked to the monitor, and that will show any orders that are in place and any existing positions. So these tabs up the top, all you need to do is left click on them, and we spend a bit of time in charts, so we'll have a look at the functionality in charts. Now this top left hand corner here is where you type your symbol. So if we press in SPY for the S&P 500 ETF, you'll notice that the chart will come up there. Now I do have my own settings. I don't look at a lot of indicators. You'll notice over here the time frame is the important thing here. If you want a weekly time frame, you'll just press on that. If you want a hourly time frame, you'll press on that. Now if you do want longer or different time frames compared to the basically the preset ones, you can go in here to style. There is an intraday time frame, and you can look at some very small time frames, but also you can look at, say, the hourly on a longer period than it will give you on the presets. So just say you wanted to look at the hourly over 90 days, that's going to be bigger than the time set. So you can go in there into the intraday and also the daily if you want to look at longer time frames, say a daily for 10 years. There might be not that much data, but you can fiddle around there in that style, okay, in the intraday and the daily. Now just moving into settings, you can see here that if we left click on the settings, you'll see the general settings and the scale and axis. Now what I do here is I do have expansion bars to the right at 100. If you have it just to 0, we press apply and OK, you'll see that the chart is moved all the way to the right hand side. But if we go back into style, settings, scale and axis, and go to bars to the right, we just click on 100, and I am comfortable with that in most of my work. Now if we go back just to the standard day, you'll notice here I do have candle sticks. That's the type here. I don't know, the preset might be bar, but I prefer the candle. So if you just if you click on that, that's basically just under chart type candle. Now just in terms of the functionality of the after hours graphics, there's a few things that I like to look at just to delineate what's the hourly time, the times in the market and after hours. If you look at settings and you go into equities, you can see you can show extended session and highlight extended session. There's also a spot there for show volume. Some people like to look at volume. Personally, I don't. Anytime you do a change there, you will need to press apply and OK. Now you'll note there that when we press hourly, that and if we zoom in there, you'll see that the darker time frame is during market hours, outside that is after market hours. Similarly, I do look at a lot of futures price actions, so if you were to look into settings again and then go into futures, it also has that function show extended session. So I don't look at the volume once again. If you looked at the /ES, which is the E-minis future for the S&P 500, you would see there that there's a lot of data. Basically, if you're looking at the hourly or even the 15 minutes, you can have a look at any particular trend or signals that it might be giving you for the next day's trade in the pre-market price action. So if we go back to the daily, I just want to focus on just a little bit of functionality. Most of the time there, I'm just pressing on I'm left clicking on the function that I'm after and just scrolling down till I'm after, and I find what I want, say the settings, I left click, and then I'm left clicking on any of the functions, applying and pressing OK, all with the left click. Now when you have a look at any part of the chart here, if there's a certain spot you're wanting to zoom in on, then just say we want to have a look at these last 3 months here, we would just place our cursor on the area we want to start to look at, left click, hold it down, and then scroll across. And if we want to come across and have a look at, say, an extra month to the right, I've got my button pressed down, my left hand button pressed down all to that point. Then when I release it, it will show it up. So if you want to go in again, you can press down on it and it will show it up there. Now as soon as we press another time frame, just so we go back to day, it'll go back to the default time period that it looks at. So if we wanted to, let's see, just maybe change the axis, if we want to squeeze up our bars or lengthen it, what we're doing here is we're just putting it on the black area, we're left clicking once again, and as soon as we scroll down, then it's shrinking it. As soon as we move up, it's expanding it. So if we went in there and we wanted to expand that price action, basically that's all we're doing there. Now if we do want to move our price action up and down, we've got a hotkey there where we press on the control before we press the cursor, and then we press our left click button and we move up and down, and that moves the whole chart up and down there. So hopefully that's clear enough there for you. Once again, press back to the daily. That sort of charting functions makes TOS very usable, quite an impressive functionality. Now if we just look also, just to say at a standard stock like IBM, TOS is quite good in showing up these little features down the bottom here. You will see the earnings if you left click on it, or if you if you just basically just keep your cursor over it, it will show you what the earnings were, what the estimate was, and also the time that it happens. And if you're coming up to a new earnings, let's say I know MasterCard is coming up pretty soon, I don't think it's announced yet. If you put your cursor over it, it will actually tell you the date and the time of the expected earnings, and that's all just on the defaults of the charts for all the stocks. So you do have that as an automatic function that comes up for the earnings and also the dividend dates, which obviously if you're involved in selling options and you want to be protecting yourself against assignment, you will want to know what the dividends are when they come in. That is an impressive feature of TOS. Now looking also just at the charting features with the studies, I mean there's a whole heap of studies you could go into. You could add a study. Basically the only one I use is the implied volatility. I just go down here to volatility studies, move down to implied volatility, left click, and it will appear on the bottom basically a historical chart of where implied volatility was. It just helps me with selection of my option strategies. If you've got any further questions, don't hesitate to email me on sydneyoptionstrader@gmail.com. Hopefully this was helpful. If you want me to slow down and do another video, I can do that again. But look, the functionality of TOS is just amazing. Normally you'd pay a heap of money for this sort of well, subscriptions anyway, for this sort of charting software. The amount of studies, if you're keen on indicators in there, is which I'm not, but there's just a massive indicators if you want to use those. Basically, you also get very good support if you do want any questions directly to TOS. If you just go up there and to support, there's live support, there's chat rooms, there's also seminars and a heap of instructional videos, possibly better than this one that I've given you here now. But great support from this, well, what's really a superior brokerage platform in TOS. Anyway, till next time, bye.